Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas. This is the Christmas episode, if you couldn't tell. Um, I
Yowie
don't
Christmas.
know. I don't know if this is mirrored or not. It might be backwards on screen. I don't know, but it says Meowie Christmas. And it's got a cat. It's got a cat. Hold on.
Meow, meow, meow,
Cat.
meow, meow, meow.
Um, so yeah, so this week, um, I have a Christmas themed list. I don't know if Andrea, you have a Christmas themed story. I don't know if that's even possible, but
I have a story happening in the holidays. Anything
okay.
holiday related, I try to find. Kind of went to true crime, and that's not really the nature of this podcast. So I
Okay.
kind
Yeah, that's a different podcast. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, basically we are two siblings that love to hate each other. We are each other's biggest haters, and there's nothing like family hatred during the holidays. That's I think that's a very
of authentic.
well-known classic thing. But yeah, so this week is the Christmas episode. We got some Christmassy or holiday-y themed things. The structure of the podcast is very simple. For the first half, Andrea's gonna do a weekly tea, so she's just gonna fill me in on some gossip. I don't know anything about gossip, so most of this is gonna be brand new to me. Um, yeah, there's already been some stuff in
Speaking of
previous
brand,
episodes. Okay, all right. Anyways, and then after that, I have a top 10 game that I created specifically for Andrea. I'll explain it when we get there, but yeah, it's gonna be Christmas themed. And then at the end, we have some miscellaneous stuff. But yeah, Andrea, go ahead and get us started with your weekly tea.
okay. So the reason I was like, haha, brand is because my tea, I present you a Christmas present, Hood, a divorce between Katy Perry and Russell Brand. Do you know these
Okay, bring.
individuals?
I know who they are. I would be lying if I said I even knew they were together.
Okay.
I
Well,
had no idea that they were together.
I will give it the excuse because when they were together, we were probably like what, like 11 to 13 years old ish. So I will let this one
That's
slide because we're a
that is
child.
so weird. That is definitely something I would expect and kind of know that, but I did not know
Yeah,
that.
I have no idea how you didn't know. This was like a pop culture moment, bro. It's crazy. Anyway, for our audience who don't know, of course you know Katy Perry. I'm not even going to humor that anyone could like not know Katy Perry. That's ridiculous to me, and I will not stand for this slander. Anyway, Russell Brand, he is an actor because I only know him from Bedtime Stories with Adam Sandler. Yeah, I that's the only movie I think I've seen him in besides like the animated films. Like apparently, I think he was like in the Minions movie or Despicable Me or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, I think
But
I've
yeah,
seen
I
him. What was the one I saw him in?
a popular one
Was
is
it for?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall
I was
and
just
Rock of
about to say. I
Ages.
was just about to say that one. Yeah, I know she was in that. Or no, he was in that.
Yes. So there's Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and then another popular one was Rock of Ages that he was in. So people would probably recognize him from that. British actor. He's also known to be like a comedian, and I think lately he's been like radio show host. But he has been nominated for a BAFTA, so he's been doing, he's in the world of acting.
Okay.
Anyway, so they are almost 10 years apart in age. When they got engaged, Katy Perry was 27 and he was 36. So their relationship was a little bit insane. So just to give you a brief of like how they met and whatever. So Katy Perry met Russell Brand in 2009 and they met on the set of his other film. I'm not sure if you'd be familiar with it. I guess it's another popular one. It's called Get Him to the Greek. And on that set is where she met him while it was being filmed 2010 because she was doing like a cameo appearance because this was during her like you know the song I Kissed a Girl, that
Mhm.
the song she made? This was like during her, like during that song, so like, you know, she was already like big and all that fun stuff. So they met again, I think formally started dating after the VMAs that same year. And so yeah, they began dating, and then after 4 months later, they got engaged. So they were married from 2010 to 2012.
I don't think like how quickly people get engaged and stuff at the celebrity level doesn't really surprise me, just because I've heard so many times now, like they literally just they get married so fast. I'm like, all right, I guess that's typical celebrity stuff, I guess.
Yeah, and it was just for people to know, this was both of their first marriages. I was like, because you hear celebrities too, it's like they remarry, so I was like curious about that. But yeah, both of them first time getting married. It was very fast, very quick how it all happened. And then so during she was on her tour, the California Dream tour, and during this tour, she was filming her own like documentary called Katy Perry, Part of Me. And during this is where fans got to see how the divorce came to be. So basically, she was on the way, like, I'll just kind of like tell you how the documentary shows it. So there's a scene where she's on a makeup chair and she's like devastated. And you come to find out that Russell Brand had texted her he wants to divorce her on December 31st, 2011. And this is like a few like moments, few minutes before her she was set to perform at a concert that was like, you know, I think it was sold out or something. It was there was like a lot of people and people were cheering her name, and she was like set to go out soon because you could already see in the documentary backup dancers were already dressed and ready to go, and they were kind of like, hey, where's Katy? And then staff were like, you have two options, we can cancel it, but already everyone's already inside the like arena, the venue, they're already inside. And they're like, so you can either cancel it or you can just go out and do the best that you can. And so then one prominent scene of this documentary that like I think a lot of people would be familiar with is that you see Katy and she's sobbing and she like looks like heartbroken because it was unexpected, even though throughout the documentary there's hints that their relationship wasn't going well. One issue that they had to was their views on children. So like Russell Brand wanted to start having kids, but Katy was not, she didn't feel like she was ready. And she was even like quoted saying like a baby can't have her baby. And which I think also makes sense. Like, cause keep in mind, like the dreams, like, you know, like California, like I Kissed a Girl, like I think it's like California Girl's the name of the song. Like top hit. So she's like businesswoman, like top of her career. It's probably is not really feasible to have a kid when you're touring for so long. And there was a constant issue of that. She couldn't go and see Russell right like whenever she wanted because she was on tour. And he didn't come and visit her. And there was just like it seems like also the not being able to see each other frequently was another clash. And she was even quoted on later on saying that one of like the issues she said this in a 2013 interview um that he didn't like the atmosphere of me being the boss on tour, so that was really hurtful. It was very controlling, which was upsetting. So that's like another aspect to this. So basically he texts her that, and a few moments she just decides just start getting ready, and she has like you know like her outfit where it's like kind of like candy canes and there's like two rolling candy canes like on her boobs, and she has like a black wig. That
That's
was
the classic.
yeah, it literally shows her where she's like sad and depressed, and then when like the I don't know what to call it, but like the lift that's gonna bring her up to the stage, she's like all sad and stuff. And then when it's time to go, when they count it down, she just like puts on like a bright smile, and like no, none of her fans have any idea that she's like just got a text moments before that they're getting a divorce, and she's like faking it, like fake it till you make it kind of thing. She also later on went to say that she and him have not spoken since that day. She is like quoted telling Vogue in 2013 let's just say I haven't heard from him since he texted me saying he was divorcing me December 31st, 2011. And I read somewhere else that he had already filed on December 30th. So I guess he filed a day prior, if that information is correct. And then he informed her, like, this is what's happening. So from Russell's perspective, he has been quoted to basically say his married life to Katie was chaotic because, of course, between the two of them, she is the popular one. She's the big celebrity at the moment. So he was kind of writing off, like, you know, it's like her way of like going on things. Like they kind of have to follow her schedule. They have to follow like her groove and everything. He said, aside from my feelings of affection for Katie, it's a time that I remember being a little bit chaotic and a bit, for me, to speak for myself, but a little disconnected. So I think he even called himself like the vapid, like Vacious or something celebrity that was like affiliated to her. However, despite like all of that kind of turmoil happening during the holiday seasons, Katie does still describe him in the same quote where she was saying that, you know, he didn't like that, like the atmosphere was she was the boss on tour. She did say he's a very smart man, a magical man, and I was in love with him when I married him. At first, when I met him, he wanted an equal, and I think a lot of times strong men do want an equal, but then they get that equal and they're like, I can't handle the equalness. And that seemed to be kind of like the last time they, from what I could see, that they were talking about this like relationship. And yeah, like there was, because it was so quick. It was like the divorce itself was like the pig, like crazy, like headline that was going around. I remember when I heard about it, I was like, oh, that's insane, because it became even more prominent with the documentary and the way it was shown, because you like see her and it made her look more human. Like, because she's at the peak celebrity, but like she's just going through this terrible thing. And she's just like, and she's kind of like isolated in it. She like, of course, she has like the backup of people, like the support system. But then when you see it like in terms where she's literally like, she just found out, and then like 5 minutes later she's on a stage where all these fans who like, you know, are like, I love her and I care for her and stuff like that, they have no idea what's going on because you don't really know her, you know, like it's a very separate thing. Where they are currently, on a brighter note, I will say this, on both their ends, I haven't seen anything where they were talking like bad necessarily about each other. Like the situation itself was like crap, but he has even been like said like after the divorce, like, no, she's still lovely, it's just like wasn't working out. He later on went to remarry an author named Laura Gallagher in 2017, and they have 2 daughters. And then actually in this past June, he confirmed that they're expecting a 3rd child. And then Katy Perry, she is currently she got engaged to Orlando Bloom on Valentine's Day in 2019, and they planned to get married in 2020, but because of COVID, they couldn't. And then in August 2021, they had a daughter named Daisy Dove. And that's kind of relationships that I will say though, for Russell Brand, I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently there have been like allegations against him of assault and stuff. He like denied them, but I do think there is like an investigation that either
From
have been
like
going or huh?
from Katie to like,
No. Like
oh,
I
okay.
think afterwards or something, like since the divorce to like now current times, there have been like women coming out of like him being, and yeah, from what I remember too, like there's this thing called Dumois, which is like where it's, how do I explain it? It's kind of like it's a gossip thing, but it doesn't say the exact name of the celebrity, but it hints like, oh, this Marvel A-lister and this like he did this thing with this person, and like it's like an anonymous source thing, and then later usually it later comes out to be like, oh, kind of true. So people kind of look at Dumois like, this is more legit than like going to like Apple, going to People magazine and being like blah blah blah. So I do think there have been like actual allegations against him before, but I don't know if they were like actually confirmed. But I feel like that was going down a rabbit hole to kind of like, you know, bring that up. So yeah, I did this story because it was, you know, the holidays, and I think this was one thing I saw, like, people were, like, speculating, they're like, "It's never a good thing when a couple is not together on the holidays." So,
Yeah,
Merry
it's
Christmas. A divorce. Well, I guess not Merry Christmas, like, New Year's, but, like,
yeah.
holidays.
Yeah, no, I can't like from both Katy Perry and Russell Brand, I just remember them like separately because I don't know, maybe I did know they were together and just forgot. I don't know. But um like what I remember of them, Russell Brand always seemed crazy to me. Like he just seemed like he was just crazy. And then Katy Perry, I don't know, she just always seemed like I don't know, like almost like fake, like manufactured almost.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
the way she carried herself like on camera when I saw her, I don't know, it felt like super like oh I'm here, I'm a bubbly, but it didn't. I don't know why to me it didn't feel like super genuine. Like from the like I kissed a girl stuff, she seemed more like punk ish, more
Yeah.
like she had like at least from that like she was like edgy, but then since then it seems like she was just like super like um I don't know. I don't even know how to say it, but so yeah, like separately, I didn't really get the greatest vibes from them, like individually. I can definitely see like together. I can definitely see together, especially for like Katy Perry, who's like, I mean, I can definitely picture Katy Perry being like a workaholic, like just like she's like
Mhm.
super into like, you know, making music, touring, and all that stuff. And yeah, a lot of guys just can't handle the like the strong independent woman. Like a lot of
The
guys can't really.
irony. They're like, "I don't want a gold digger. I want a strong, independent woman." And the second you get one, it's like she's like just trying to like she's so bossy and like she's stepping on my masculinity and I'm supposed to be the man of the house. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's always that like weird power imbalance thing. I don't know, but yeah, I didn't get the like greatest vibes from them individually. I just can't. Like, did I forget they were together, or like did I just really just never know? I mean, I don't know. I might have just not known. I don't know. But the like from Russell's point of view, like the timing of that message, maybe just hold off a day. Just
You wait
you
till the
got
end of the night.
yeah, maybe just that's
That part was
insane.
wild to me because, like, the thing that when I was reading his comments after her saying she's like after the divorce saying she's lovely and all that, I'm like, she's lovely, but not enough for you to like hold off on sending a text right before she's set to perform because that's only gonna fuck up with her like head. Like, there's really nothing productive or positive coming out of that. Like, you could have hold off a couple hours, like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
and
don't know.
doing it
He
through a
just
text, like, are you this isn't like Taylor Swift and, like, Joe Jonas where it's like, on a little, like, broke up with her on a phone call or something. This is like, you were
wait,
married.
they dated too?
What?
I
Joe
don't I
Jonas?
don't I
Taylor Swift?
don't
Well,
know.
like, this is back when he was, like, Disney days, like,
Okay. Okay.
teenagers. Like,
I don't
she was, like, 18 or something.
Andrea, by now, if you're not, you should know by now. I don't know who the hell dated who.
I just don't
Everybody's just
understand how we grew up in the same house and how, like, I just, like, this just never absorbed into your head. Like, I
I
bought
just
magazines, bro.
it's like one week you hear that two people are dating, and then the next week you hear that there's trouble, and then the week after that they've broken up, and then the week after that now they're dating new people, and it's like I'm not keeping track of that. It's like it's just like high school crap, but at like a celebrity level. I like I couldn't even tell you in high school like who the people in school were dating. I sure as heck couldn't tell you celebrities. So
That
um
is true. Oh my god. You're like one of those like there's like a running theme with girls where like especially when they have like a boyfriend, they're just like and the boyfriend comes like over and says like, "Oh, by the way, this person and this person broke up," or something like that. And the girlfriend's like, "Oh, did you ask for like why they broke up?" And he's just like, "No." Like, what? Like,
oh
you just
oh
don't care?
Oh, so like when I've seen this before too. It's funny. It's funny to me, but
It's like, do you
the
know your friends? Like, you don't ask follow-up questions?
have you seen all the jokes about like oh man, this guy is super cool. We hang out all the time. I don't know his name.
That's so common with you guys. That's like a thing. It's also a little bit sad because we're like, no wonder men feel lonely. You guys don't know anything about each other. It's
It is probably the best and worst thing about male friendships, where it's like you can start a male friendship like that, like out of nowhere you'll start hanging out with somebody just like that, no problem. But then yeah, like I don't know their names, their birthdays, like that's just like, and then yeah, like the um like, I'm gonna go hang out with this guy, and like maybe my friend just like got laid off work or something, and he's having a rough time, and we go play golf or something, and then like while we're playing golf, it's like the last thing we want to talk about is the sad shit. We just want to like have fun. So then you come home, and your girl asks you like, oh, hey, how was your friend doing? I was like, oh, it seems cool, like we had fun.
I know. I can't. I experienced this shit with like you and our little cousin. Like, I would just ask, like, you guys would like be like, oh yeah, this and that. And I would just like ask just bare minimum questions. Just like, oh, so what did they say, like how they feel? Or just like, oh, what was their thought on this? And you're just like, and I'm like, what the fuck did you talk about? Like, what on earth do people talk
Literally
about?
anything except the things that are making us sad, and that's not what we do.
Or like anything that could get you like personal.
I can talk about my swing. I can talk about how good the golf course is. We can talk about like what's your handicap, like, oh, did you get a new golf club set, like you just want to have fun then.
See, this is bizarre to me because I feel like my best friend Summer knows like the inner workings of my heart and my brain better than I do. But then I feel like whoever your best friend is, Hoed, I know more about, not just from a sibling perspective, just from as a woman, I know more details about you than that person would know.
Oh yeah,
Because like that's men open up to women more because we're more like, hey, I actually want to know details about you. Like what?
we have fun in there. Anyways, yeah, that stuff that's always super funny to see in like TikTok comments or whatever. I forgot it was, like some video or some TikTok, but yeah, like all the comments were like these guys going into like super descriptive, like, oh yeah, I hang out with this guy, we met at work, like he came over to like my son's birthday. I don't know this guy's name, but he's awesome, man. I was just like, that's funny as shit. Yeah, it's I can definitely see the sad part of it, but it's also kind of fun. Like being able to just make friends with somebody like out of nowhere, like that's pretty cool. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Russell Brand, Katy Perry, uh I mean, they're happy now. Hopefully the allegations aren't
Hopefully
true against
they're
Russell
both,
Brand, but
but the way, I mean, male celebrities and just the way he seems as an individual from what I've just seen from like, not knowing him at all personally, I wouldn't be surprised if they were
I wouldn't even.
true. So at least happy ending for Katy Perry. Russell Brand, I mean, this is the only guy I know from Bedtime Stories, so I don't really have much.
I don't even know what Bedtime Stories is. Wait, no. Oh my
Yes,
god, wait. I literally just got a flash of it right now. Hold on. Describe it.
There's like the gumball scenes. It's like Adam Sandler has his two kids, and like there's like it's like imagination, and they're sitting in a truck, and there's like gumballs dropping, and then there's also like a space scene where like there's like a hamster, and there's like an arena.
I'm like just remembering like bits, and I'm like just seeing the images in my brain, but I can't like put them together. I'm confusing that one too with the one where like Dwayne the Rock Johnson is taking care of a little kid.
Are you talking about the game plan with like
the game plan? Like I'm like combining.
No, the game plan just is like more like normal, realistic of like, oh, single father taking care of his child.
Yeah.
Anything you're thinking slightly unhinged is Bedtime Stories for sure.
I remember the gumball thing. I'm remembering. Yeah, okay, I'm remembering now. Yeah, that was I like both of those movies. They were fun.
I want to rewatch that one. I wonder what it's like seeing it like now that we're older.
Probably not great, most likely. You know what movie is still will always be a banger, Andrea, Zathura. Do you remember Zathura?
Oh, with Josh Hutcherson, and isn't Kristen Stewart in the?
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think she is in
Wasn't
it.
she in that one?
I think so. Her, Dax Shepard, I think, is in it.
Yes. Yes, Dax
Um,
Shepard's in it.
yeah, I can't remember who else, but yeah, Zathura, freaking awesome.
That's that one's good. That one's good.
Um,
That will never go bad.
but yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, thank you for the weekly tea, Andrea. It is now time for my segment, the top 10 game. So, the way this works is I have a list of 10 items. I am going to say each item from 10 to 1. After, so the whole gist is I'm not going to tell you what the list is for. So it's just going to be a top 10 and you have to figure out what it's a top 10 of. Obviously this week there is some Christmas element to it. So that's automatically a hint. You just get to, because it's Christmassy. But basically after each number, when I say it, so after I say number 10, after I say 9, 8, like after I say those items, after each item, you get a free guess as to what the list is for. Like you don't get deducted, you don't fail or anything. Just after each item, you can take a guess. Obviously, if you can figure out the list before I even give you all 10 items, that's props to you. But
and I never do the guesses. I
yeah.
never use it.
So you get a free guess after each item. Overall, you get 3 hints / clues, or you can ask me a yes or no question, but you get 3 of those, and you can't use them back to back after the same item. So you have to wait at least until the next item. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. You just let's see if you can figure it out. You already start off knowing that there's some Christmas element to it.
Christmas songs.
No. So let's start. In at number 10, we have Pitbull.
Like the dog or the artist?
The artist.
Mr. Worldwide. Okay, Mr. Worldwide. Have you heard his quote where it's like, wait, life is not a waste of time. Yeah. Time is not a waste of life. So let's not waste let's not waste time.
I don't know. It's let's get wasted and have a good time.
Time of our lives, yeah.
It's the end, or time of our lives, yeah. That's the end of it. I can't in the middle. So
let's get wasted and have the time of our lives. Yeah. Oh, he's a poet. He's like Shakespeare. I love the man.
He's awesome. In at number 9, DJ Khaled.
Okay, so artists, but this is bullshit because I said music and you were like, well, I guess I said Christmas songs. Never mind.
In at number 8, Justin Bieber.
I'm sure Pitbull has a Christmas song. I just wouldn't know what it is. But Mistletoe by Justin Bieber hits. Okay, keep going.
In at number 7, Justin Timberlake.
Are these all artists who have made a Christmas song?
Is that your question?
Yes, for the hint. You know how I have a question for each question? What? How I have a question for each rank? This is my question for this rank.
No, so you have a free guess after each one. A guess as to what the name of the list is, what it's a top 10 of. You only get 3 hints. But I mean, you can throw out a guess.
Okay, I'm throwing out a guess. Top 10 of best Christmas songs by artists, modern artists.
No.
Okay, well, that would have been too easy.
All right. And now rounding out the bottom 5, in at number 6, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga.
Here's the thing. I have Judas stuck in my head now.
Yeah, what now?
The song Judas.
What?
And that's not a Christmas song. If anything, that's a.
I don't think I ever knew that was the name of the song. Anyways,
it's on Just Dance 2023.
So your bottom 5 are Pitbull, DJ Khaled, Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, and Lady Gaga. All
Now,
right.
what on earth could put Pitbull below Justin Timberlake?
All right. So now we're getting into the top 5. Any questions, hints, anything yet?
No, I want to hear 5 before I
In
make
at number 5, can the real Slim Shady please stand up?
This
Eminem.
threw me off. This threw me off. Okay. If Mariah Carey is not on this list, I am going to think artists you wouldn't want them to make a. It makes sense. People would be a great person to make a Christmas song, in my opinion. Justin Bieber has people artists you wouldn't want to make a Christmas song.
That's your guess for what the name of the list is?
Yeah.
No.
Great.
All right. In at number 4, we have Billie Eilish.
Okay. See, this is bullshit. Because in what list, in what world would Eminem and Billie Eilish be next to each other? So I'm already inclined to think that your list is stupid. And holiday-wise, I keep thinking, okay, one of my questions is this at all pertaining to their music?
Not really. No, I would say no.
All music artists.
It's not about the music they've made. No.
Damn it. Okay, keep going.
Okay. So that was number 4. So now we're into the top 3 in there. You have 2 hints left. In at number 3, Bad Bunny.
Is this about their behavior during the holidays? Like, for example, like, oh, would I want to invite to like a Christmas party?
Oh,
I didn't even know you knew Bad Bunny. What?
I mean, you can't. There's no way you can be on social media and escape that name right now. I guess kind of. That's a tough question. Okay, so you have 1 hint / question left. You have 2 items left. In at number 2, the queen bee herself, Beyonce. So that's number 2. You can.
Is it who would throw the most lavish Christmas party?
No.
Can I get a hint?
Okay. Your hint is, I would say, lack of. Okay. So in at number 1, we have The Weeknd. I don't know what's his real. Do you know his real name? What's his name?
Is it like Abe?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what. I was asking if you knew.
Abel? I think his name's Abel.
Oh, that sounds about right. Yeah.
I was gonna say Abraham.
So yeah. So I guess I'll refine the hint that I gave you last time. It's like, it is in this top 10, the lack of something is like number 1 has a severe lack of this, and number 10 only kind of has a lack of this. So I'm gonna run you through the list again from 10 to 1. All right. In at number 10, we have Pitbull. In at number 9, we have DJ Khaled. In at number 8, Justin Bieber. Number 7, Justin Timberlake. 6, Lady Gaga. 5, Eminem. 4, Billie Eilish. 3, Bad Bunny. 2, Beyonce. 1, The Weeknd.
Is this based on vibes of the individuals, or is this based like on factual information of them?
You don't have any more hints / questions. You already used your 3, so you have to guess.
I used my 3 hints. When? Okay. I'm gonna go with my gut here, and I'm going by based on vibes of how you would perceive to put them in order. And I'm thinking of who you would, based on lacking. Okay, I feel like The Weeknd would lack the most holiday cheer in comparison to Pitbull, because I could also see you thinking like Billie Eilish as some like depressed teenager. So no, but you really like. Do you like Eminem? No, no. I'm gonna stick with my guns. I'm gonna say the person who would have the most holiday cheer that you would want around during the holidays, like at a dinner.
Wait, say that again.
Like the person with the like.
Hold on. Say, oh, you guys, top 10, top 10. What?
Oh, that's right. Okay, the person with the least, like your top 10 list of like individuals who you would not want to bring because of their lack of holiday cheer to your like Christmas like dinner or something.
Okay.
I just don't like The Weeknd. That's honestly.
I would say you're like a quarter correct, but overall wrong. But you were on the right track. So this is top 10 popular music artists that don't give off Christmas vibes.
Damn it.
So on this list, right? Like you said, The Weeknd, I don't get any holiday, like you said, no holiday cheer from The Weeknd, no Christmas
I just get
vibes.
unhinged behavior.
I was gonna say, on what?
I just get unhinged behavior from him.
Oh,
that's not
okay.
in the holiday spirit.
I was gonna say, so I don't get any Christmas vibes from The Weeknd. So in at number 10, Pitbull. Now, the reason I put Pitbull here is because he gives me like party vibes. Like
yes.
Maybe like Christmas Eve vibes, maybe. But like I think he's more like New Year's Eve type of party guy or something like that. Like I don't it's not like Christmas, if that makes sense. But I like he's in at number 10 because I could definitely see him being like a Christmas guy, maybe. But that's why I put him there. Then after him, DJ Khaled. I could see DJ Khaled being somewhat Christmassy, but again, I think he's maybe more into.
Has he made? You wouldn't know, but like, I'm gonna look into. Has he made like? Has he contributed to any like remix of Christmas music?
That's a good question. I don't know. But anyways, after him, Justin Bieber. I don't know. I don't get Christmas vibes from Justin Bieber
right now, because I know he has like hits when he was like younger of like Christmas songs. But him now, I'm also trying to think like, how would he celebrate Christmas right now?
Yeah, I don't know. So then after him, we got just so this is going in like as the list goes higher, they have less and less Christmas vibes, right? So
yeah,
Justin Timberlake is next.
Really?
I don't know. I don't like he doesn't.
I would have thought he would have fit into like all like the just because of his brand that he would want to fit in like all the mainstream stuff, you know? So he would like deck out for the holidays, especially with
so that's what I'm saying. Like
something.
I could definitely see him like making Christmas music or like doing stuff like that. But like if you ask me like how do I think Justin Timberlake celebrates Christmas, I'm like, I don't think he really cares. Like I think like you know what he gives me? He gives me vibes of like I'm taking down the Christmas tree the very next day. Like after Christmas is done, like okay, like he's like business. He's like, let's just
I thought you were I don't know why. I thought you were gonna say he gives me vibes that he celebrates the 4th of July instead. like the most.
It's funny you say that because not next, but after this, I got something to say. So in at number 6, Lady Gaga. I don't know. I don't like
I see it's the Italian woman in her that I feel like because it's a holiday of like coming together or like Thanksgiving, I guess. I felt like she would want that communal like
I forgot the Italian thing. I forgot the Italian thing. I'll admit. Yep. Okay.
Especially more now since we've gotten away from like her like the brand like in the early 2000s, early 2010s, like late 2000s and early 2010s, where she's like, you know, this like creative, like
I was gonna say early Lady Gaga definitely no Christmas vibes whatsoever.
But like now she seems more like her Tony Bennett like songs with him and all of that. It seems more like she would want that. I would
I
like to
could
be hugged by Lady Gaga.
she definitely seems like super cool. But anyways, so now talking about 4th of July, Eminem in at number 5. Eminem gives me 4th of July vibes. He gives me like barbecue or like on a boat watching fireworks at
Okay,
night.
I agree with the barbecue.
So
Yeah.
like, having like holding a cold beer in his hands, like, like he
For
gives
his
me.
daughters, I can see Christmas, but he himself, he wouldn't
So
particularly.
that's why I initially, when I was having this list, I was having him at like number 1, but then I was like, wait a minute, no, like his daughters and stuff, he's a dad. So like,
Yeah.
and like in his music, like he talks about being a father and having kids, and like the whole drama with his like the mother of his children and stuff like that in the past. So I was like, oh, that's right, the kid stuff. But I still don't, like, if it wasn't for the kids, I don't think he'd give a damn about Christmas.
Yeah, I think
Like
he
I
just think of it like, okay, just another day.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think he
because of the
necessarily would
kids
like
thing.
hate it or be like a Grinch or anything. I think he'd just be like,
Yeah. So next we got Billie Eilish. So this is like, I think Gen Z type stuff. I don't know why, but I'm getting like, as the generations go on, I'm getting like less and less holiday vibes from people, if that makes sense. Like I get more
that's
holiday
interesting.
I'm getting more holiday vibes from like older people.
Here's the thing. So, especially on TikTok, because we're Gen Z, but you definitely don't act like Gen Z. But on Gen Z TikTok, what I notice a lot is a lot of us want to revert back to the Christmas we had as children, where it's like the red and green and like, like bright, like Christmassy stuff, because a lot of millennials now are just like they want like such like a white Christmas where it's just like, like, oh, it's like looks sophisticated and so like this. And we're like, no, bring back the good stuff, because I do see where it's like we're trying to go for like in recent times it looks like there's like a more modern appeal to make it look more aesthetically pleasing, but I think we've gotten tired of that, because if you look on TikTok when people are talking about like Christmas and stuff for like Gen Zers, we're just like, oh, like remember when you would like wake up and like your house is just like decked out in like cheesy Christmas stuff? Like where's that vibe? Where's that Christmas vibe back? So there is like, I could see her wanting to possibly go back to like the over like Christmas threw up in your living room kind of thing. But I could also probably see her going for more of a clean aesthetic. It goes
I
either
say,
way, I think, because
so
people
like,
are like have a very like either they love the clean look or they love like the cheesy Christmas stuff, which is that's where I'm at. But I think a lot of us, our age group, is going back towards that because we have this right now. So
so what I was gonna say is, I think, to me, she gives off more Halloween vibes. Like she gives off
yes,
like she would love
yes,
Halloween. And talking about Gen Z, I think Halloween is at some point for our generation. I think Halloween is gonna actually usurp, like it's gonna take over Christmas as like the most popular holiday.
I hate
Like
that because
Halloween is fucking dope, man. Like on TikTok, all the like super creative, insane costumes, and I'm
yeah,
like, that's sick. Like
this Halloween popped
Halloween,
off,
I was gonna
popped
say,
off.
like Halloween definitely seems like, to me it seems like the more fun holiday than Christmas. But because we're Hispanic, Hispanic Christmas Eves, that will always be top notch. That will always
Top
be
tier.
like, that's probably number one.
Christmas
Hispanic
Eve, not
Christmas
Christmas
Eves.
Day, Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
Which is,
Hispanic
to
Christmas
me,
Eves.
Christmas Eve is more Christmas than Christmas Day. And
Oh yeah,
I
I
think,
couldn't, like, Christmas is just about waking up late because you probably stayed up too late like on Christmas Eve. Um, but yeah, Hispanic Christmas Eves, that's number one for sure. Um, so Billie Eilish, like Gen Z, I think gives me more Halloween vibes than Christmas vibes. And I think she's
okay,
like
that's
going back to the whole depressed thing. Again, might just be teenager stuff, but have you seen any of those, like, every year she does like an interview or whatever, and they ask her the same
yeah.
questions every year? By the way, it's super awesome. Like, those it's really cool to see that. But um like every year they like ask her the same questions and she just answers them however she's feeling at that time. But I remember her saying one time that it was like she doesn't like sunny places because they make her depressed, that she likes dark stuff. So I was like, okay, Christmas, I don't know, that Christmas is like, I guess it's during the winter when it's like more gloomy and stuff, but Christmas is too like cheery and whatnot. So I don't know.
It's also like the
Billie
comfort,
Eilish.
more comforting. Like it's on this like there's a holiday joy, but I think it's also like it's just like there's a comfiness to Christmas.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
I can see that. But anyways, so Billie Eilish doesn't really do it. Bad Bunny, again, kind of like the Hispanic partier. Like
yeah.
I don't get any Christmas vibes from Bad Bunny at all. Like nothing.
Like he wouldn't go to
Um,
like the family carne asada for like unless his like mom drags him to it because he wants to go to like the party.
yeah, I don't know. But so yeah, so then and then number two. Now this is where I don't know. People might come after me for Beyonce. Now I put Beyonce in at number two because to me, like you know how I was talking about like Justin Timberlake maybe being like all about business. To me, Beyonce is like ultimate like businesswoman.
That mm-hmm.
Like I like you know like we'll have a Christmas to have a Christmas, but then like she's definitely like to me she's definitely like um we got the Christmas like lights up, we got the tree up, whatever. Within a week of Christmas being over, I think all of that is like cleared out. Like she's like on to the next thing or whatever, or like I don't know, like and especially like uh I don't know in which order I'm gonna release this episode, so this might be spoiler, so we're not gonna talk about it. But the thing that one of the biggest shocks to me that happened last week in last week's episode that we discussed. Don't spoil it, but between Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so given vibes like that I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. She doesn't strike me as like a super like cheery holiday person in general.
Okay, I'm gonna challenge that because I think there might be a juxtaposition to her where because she's such a top businesswoman that maybe when it comes to family, she wants to make like be a completely contrast. Because again, we only see her like her business persona is the persona she wants to she allows us to see. She wants us to see. So I'm also thinking that she has like a separate like wants to be like mom, maybe like participating in like gingerbread like baking and things like that, and like just wants like to not be Beyonce of like the biggest stages in the world, but like maybe she just wants that like that rundown small like Christmas threw up in your living room thing. But I can also see her also keeping the aesthetic of like clean and proper because like she could be like she's all about like being boss and in control, so she'd want everything nice and organized. I don't know because like it just like I feel like the case could be argued for both of like she could want that like Christmas where it could feel like as like normal as like mundane as everyone else's Christmas because she's so high up. That's like some celebrities who are so high up crave that like whatever they don't have, which is at that point normalcy because they have everything else. They have everything they can get, but they don't have that sense of just like being like everyone else. So I could see her with like her mom and like her sister and like having the kids in just this like space of just like decompress and for a second pretend we're just happen to be well off family who are like just into the holiday spirit. But I can also see her having like a set like no like instead of getting from like the red and green Christmas to like the blue and white Christmas of like everything's so nice and organized and aesthetically pleasing and like I
Yeah,
don't know.
I can see that. But yeah, her I was just like I don't know. Like I just like in my head I can't picture like Beyonce like sitting around the Christmas tree with her
In like a
kids,
Christmas onesie.
like so yeah, like I like in my head I'm imagining her like on Christmas Eve, like super well dressed, glass of
Yeah.
wine, like super like just like the like yeah, like I don't see her doing ugly Christmas sweaters. I don't see Beyonce doing ugly Christmas sweaters. You know what I mean?
Fair
So
enough. Fair enough. I can see the
um
case for both. Yeah.
but yeah. And then yeah, in at number one the weekend.
I don't. I, I think Halloween weekend's a Halloween kind of guy, and then he mentally checks out after that.
Yeah, I can see that. I can
That's
see
my
that.
perception of him.
Um, but
He
yeah,
just
so
seems
that's
more
been our.
like his
Oh,
vibe
go ahead.
goes towards like expressing himself in like like darker themes.
Yeah, I could definitely see him being a Halloween guy. But yeah, I think honestly, I think the trend is that Halloween will be more popular than Christmas. Like
Right.
as time goes on, because it's just especially
Well,
with
there
like
is.
yeah.
I think also for our generation, we're gonna try to probably bring back Halloween because I don't know if you noticed, there's not a lot of like trick or treaters now. I've been seeing that like a lot of like Gen Zers are like, oh my god, I finally get to be the one to like hand out the chocolate, like the candies and stuff, because a lot of us are recently getting like apartments and things, and like they're like, no, now they're doing the trunk or treat. Do you know what that is?
I've seen so yeah, so that those are like from what I've seen, it seems like probably the two biggest factors were um number one is the pandemic kind of I think put everybody on notice of like I don't know if that I really want to be touching a bunch of stuff that everybody else is
Mm.
touching and like it could be gross and whatnot. And then yeah, the like actual logistics of trick or treat now where it's like people are only going to like maybe like the wealthier neighborhoods because like that's where they know like that the people have like a lot of like um candy and stuff like that, which is kind of sad because then it's like there's like other communities too that maybe aren't as well off but that also are like super in the Halloween trick or treat stuff. um
Mhm.
but yeah, and then like the trunk or treat thing, I saw of it like some video on TikTok, and I was like, I had never heard of that, and then all of a sudden I was like, that's kind of weird. Like that's it feels like at least from the video I saw, it literally just looked like a line of cars lined up, and then people just like with their trunks open, and I'm like, what? Like that doesn't even like I don't that doesn't even look like trick or treating to me. That literally
I
looks
didn't
like
know
a
it was a
buffet or
thing.
like a cafeteria line where you're just kind of going through.
I thought it was only like at a school because the first time I heard about it, mom sent me a picture of like some like kids like family friends or something kids were like trick or treat. I thought it was like the school had arranged it or something. I didn't know that this was like a thing people are doing now, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah, I think the reason I'm saying I think Halloween will take over Christmas is because I think Halloween, to me, in my opinion, is becoming a more and more adult holiday. Like
Yeah.
I am seeing like the Halloween parties are popping off. Halloween costumes from adults are like I think Gen Z is probably like or millennials or whatever is like the adults are probably like more willing to dress up than previous generations of adults.
Yeah, that's true.
So like I think that's why I'm saying like I think Halloween will take over because Halloween now is like now you'll have an adult side to Halloween where it's like Halloween parties, like like they'll have maybe like some clubs will be throwing Halloween themed things where you like go to the club with like dressed up or whatnot. But then you also have the kid friendly stuff of like trick or treating, going around neighborhoods and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So that's why I think Halloween will take over is because I think Halloween now is becoming more enjoyable by both. Whereas Christmas, I don't know. Christmas is like, unless it's like a Hispanic Christmas, in which case it's like, you know, we party and stuff. But
Oh,
I don't know, like Christmas seems so centered around like the family time and the gathering and stuff. And as we know, the trend is people are having less kids now, like especially our generation.
yeah.
So we're not really seeking the whole family thing. We want fun. So like Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving, right? But just like with friends and stuff instead of
Yeah.
family. I can see like Christmas parties, Christmas Eve parties with your friends doing like Secret Santas, White Elephants, stuff
That
like
is
that.
true. Because nowadays people are also, especially with like being exposed to social media and it's so easier to connect to people, you're able to see people's stories of just like there's unfortunately a lot of the cases people do not have good family members, not like they were born into a family that they would not have chosen to be born into, especially with the rise in like LGBTQ, like especially like, and especially the more openness you get with like surround like especially like political topics or things like that. So people kind of start choosing their families. So I could also see the case of like the holidays is depressing for people because then it's just like I don't have that big thing because I'm choosing to not be affiliated. Which back then, because older generations, it was kind of like suck it up. Like they had the suck it up kind of mentality. But now we're kind of like, no, like I'm gonna stick by what I want and like my morals or like what I'm comfortable with. And there's like such like a emphasis on like boundaries now more than ever too. So I could see
But
like the Halloween thing
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's trending in that direction. I don't know, because I don't think Christmas will ever go away. It's too big. Like, there's no
Oh,
way. But
not if
I
Mariah
do
Carey has
think
anything to say
I was gonna
about it.
say I do think we're gonna get to a point where Halloween is like boom, toe to toe, and you're gonna have people who are diehard Halloween versus diehard Christmas. So it's gonna be fun. But anyways, I think the way I want to wrap up this Christmassy episode and that is in the last couple minutes we got here, just kind of give me a brief or quick kind of rundown of what your ideal Christmas looks like. So I can start off to give you some time to think. So for me, I've definitely never been a big like Christmas Day person. Like waking up in the morning with the Christmas tree or the gifts under the Christmas tree. Like when I was a little kid, I loved the gifts, but I was never even like about Christmas. So I don't really care that much about Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, Christmas Eve is awesome. Christmas Eve is like that's like the most fun thing. So the like my ideal like Christmas is pretty simple. It's just Christmas Eve, like just awesome food, right? Tamales. I know like we can get I know like I think it's I want to say it's like in Mexico where it's like they're really big on tamales during the um Christmas time. So tamales, just like it's just awesome food, right? Carne asada, of course. And then either the white elephant or the secret Santa. I think white elephant is just more chaotic and fun, like
Yeah, I
people
love White
stealing
Elephant.
gifts and stuff. So I think I
It's like
prefer
Uno, but Christmas.
I was gonna say I think I prefer the white elephant. With family members, with your cousins and stuff like that. It can get crazy. So like I love that. That's awesome. And then in terms of like a place I would go to or something to celebrate Christmas, there is a commercial, Andrea, a beer commercial. I think it's Corona. It's like 10 seconds long, no dialogue, no nothing. It's literally just like a video of this like little shed or shack on the beach with the palm tree, and then the palm tree just lights up, and then it's like Corona or something like that. And I always like the idea of like a tropical Christmassy vibe, like going to like Hawaii or something for like a Christmas and seeing like maybe like a Christmassy theme like luau or like the palm
Yeah.
trees with the Christmas lights and stuff like that. So like I don't know, the vibe of like a tropical Christmas, I always like that. But
We're
anyways,
polar opposites. I want okay, it is no secret in our house. I love Christmas, probably because we were deprived of it for so long. But I want like all the Christmas. Like I want like the like red and green, like the tree that's just like all like the like you know how like when you're a kid and you like at like in arts class you would make your own like Christmas decorations. Like I want those kind of decorations, like the very homey vibe. I want like personally, I think one thing I really want is for eventually to be able to have like a family Christmas somewhere like Austria, like Vienna or something like that, where it's like it's just like a Christmas town. So it fits the vibes with an inside. It's just homey. Like that's the vibe of Christmas. Like it's homey. There's nothing about aesthetics or anything. Like Christmas Eve, I wanted to still have that like kind of like carne asada kind of vibe, but then also like gingerbread making and like with the like little things in there, because especially with like Hispanics, it's like it kind of, I feel like especially for like the older generation for ours, for them it'd be like it's new to them too. So it's like they're little kids because they're being exposed to things that normally they wouldn't be exposed to. So I think that's also fun. I like I like White Elephant, but I like Secret Santa even more because the one time we did Secret Santa, I think was pretty chaotic as a family because we were trying to figure out who was who. And then there's also trying to figure out like what would this like one like family member want, like, and you have to try to get like details, especially now that we're older too. Like we could like, you know, like we could be more sneaky and it could be more chaotic and fun.
yeah, I
And then
think
like Christmas.
I'll say the thing about the Secret Santa for me is I feel like it's so hit or miss just because it's like you either get people who are like really trying to get a gift for the person they got,
Yeah.
or you get some people who are just like, here's a gift card. Whereas like in White Elephant, it's like, I don't know who's gonna get this. Let me just buy something that's kind of cool. So it's like maybe
But
less
then you could get
thought
someone
kinda.
who gets like a juice box, like, because then there's people who just do like the little prank things.
That's
Like,
kind of fun. Like I kind of like that funny, but yeah.
I like because the Secret Santa, I would, because I'd be in charge of Secret Santa. I'd put like there's a minimum and a maximum, and no gift cards allowed. Like, because I'm huge on sentimental stuff. I love sentimental things, so I think that's also what the vibe I want for Christmas to be. So I'm like, there has to be thought in your gift, or you'd have to deal with me, and I don't think anyone ever wants to deal with me. So there's that, and then for Christmas Day, I want it to be like where that's your lazy day, kind of. So like like because then Christmas Eve is when we open the presents, but I think like Christmas Day would be like having the leftover foods and like making it into like a different kind of like dish, and then just catching up a bit as everyone starts like trickling out of like the house and things like that. But my vibe for Christmas is like I just like the lights. I like the decorations. I like the idea of just like having everyone in one room together, like just like chatting and just like the laughter and like the music in the background. That's what I like more. Because I'm also like indecisive. So when it comes to gifts, I'm like, "Ugh, I'll take anything. Like I don't care. Like, I mean, I like materials. We know that I'm materialistic. I like anything. Anything will satisfy me. I don't care. But the experience itself, I like that. That's fun. And like the Christmas music in the background. That's my ideal. Everyone's wearing ugly sweaters. Yeah.
Oh
Whatever
yeah,
is
no,
like
ugly sweaters are a
cozy
must.
Christmas.
Ugly sweaters are a must.
Like a cozy Christmas is my ideal Christmas. I think like the smaller and the cozier it is, the better. I don't want us to be in an extravagant cabin. I want us to be in like, I don't know, like I feel like like the vibe of like a small, like, yeah,
Okay. All
that's
right.
Christmas.
Well,
Ah,
yeah, we definitely have we have some different versions of ideal Christmases, but uh I think both will be inferior to Halloween in the future.
probably,
That is my
honestly.
guess.
Ugh.
But anyways, sorry to end on a Halloween note for this Christmas episode, but
It's already taking
uh
over.
yeah, there you go. But yeah, so after this, I think is we're going to do our New Year's episode. Um and that one, I think the entire episode will just be us doing like our top 10 favorite whatever. We haven't decided yet. Could be movies, songs, whatever. And we're just going to talk about the things we love. And we're going to do a countdown from 10 to 1 because Christmas Eve, you do the countdown to midnight, so it's already kind of perfectly themed there with our top 10 game. But yeah, that's been the Christmas episode. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope you eat a ton of
Cheers.
food, get into a bunch of arguments with your family members. And yeah, that's it.
Have a hot chocolate with marshmallows.
Meowie Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.